I'd love to know your thoughts on someone that's stressed out having ice baths.
Yeah. So ice baths are an interesting thing. Like
Yeah.
I get brought this a lot, right, in the entrepreneurial business space. Ice baths and Wim Hof,
Yep.
right?
Breathing is a big thing we need to look at, but these
Mm.
specific types, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the ice bath first, right?
Yep.
So when we talk about ice baths, why are people doing it? Most people are doing it to feel better. They want to
Mhm.
feel more alert, right? Everyone has heard when you do an ice bath, depending on what study you read, you'll get an increase of 100 to 200% in dopamine above baseline,
Yep.
okay? Which feels great, right? Because obviously you're bringing up dopamine, what, what we probably have to discuss is the different areas of the brain of how that signals. But essentially, you're raising dopamine. But what you're not doing is raising your baseline
Mm.
of
Goes
dopamine.
up,
You're
must come
creating a
down.
spike. So I think what a lot of people miss is understanding that cold exposure could be a couple of times a week, maybe, and that could be really an optimal rhythm for someone. But like if you rely on it and you feel like you have to do it like a Joe Rogan every single day, for instance, my argument is that it isn't the optimal way,
Mm.
right? Because that becomes kind of a reliance to function,
Yep.
right? So what I mean by that is that we mentioned just quickly then about baselines. So dopamine, without getting into complex cycles, essentially dopamine has to recycle and it recycles via something called BH4 into serotonin, right? So that could be complete gobbledygook. But what people have to understand is that dopamine doesn't just come up, go down, and stop, right? So this is your dopamine baseline. Let's say you have an ice bath and you get this surge up here. So as soon as that starts to wear off, it doesn't stop at baseline. It goes down to recover and replenish in order to find balance, right? But the problem we have nowadays is because as soon as we get up, we turn our phone off flight mode, if it's on flight mode, we're looking at notifications, we're looking at stimulus from there, right? So dopamine dominant responses, stress neurohormone. Then we do the next thing to bring up dopamine. And we keep doing this, right? So the thing is with it is that then we keep not giving our time to replenish dopamine. So therefore, you start becoming serotonin deficient. And
Mm.
how do we know this? Well, look at all the chronic sleep issues that all these people have. And then the second thing is you never feel content.
Yep.
That is the surest sign that serotonin based systems are not working.